One of the first things we need to do is understand how to hold it properly, so put one hand underneath the base and one on the arm of the microscope. You'll need to carry it to your position on the bench, unwind carefully the cord, plug it in, make sure the cord doesn't hang over the table very much in case somebody could knock it off, and then turn on the switch to make sure the light works properly, otherwise the microscope won't do much for you.
Here are our objective lens. This is 4 power. We'll rotate in the clockwise condition. Notice right here, it should click in, so you'll feel a little click right there. This is a 10 power lens. Then we'll have a 40 power lens. And then last but not least is what we call an oil immersion lens, and this is 100 times power. So the actual magnification of the microscope is determined by taking the objective lens, multiplying it by the eyepiece, and in most of our cases it's 10 times power. So in this particular case, where I have a 4x lens and I have a 10x eyepiece, I would be looking or magnifying the object 40 times its normal size. This might be a good position to see once again what the iris does. So typically one of the problems students have is under low objective. It's a very big lens, and so we don't need to have as much light come through, so we can dial the iris down to decrease the amount of light. As we move up in magnification, we'll want to increase how much light is coming through the iris, because the lens itself is smaller in diameter and is not able to capture as much light. You may notice it's very dirty. So I will use a chem wipe and gently kind of go over it to get rid of any dust that may be there. I can then take my slide, after I've cleaned it, remember, with the chem wipes and so on. I will place it into this device here. It should slip right in here, and then this will close. And turn on my light. What I like to do actually at the beginning is kind of keep that iris wide open so I can kind of see my sample. And using the mechanical stage here, the top one will move it kind of in our Y direction, up and down, and then the bottom one will move it in X and Y. And I try to center, and this may be hard to see, my actual subject, if I can see it, right in the middle. And this will then allow me to kind of have something to hopefully visualize. And I'm, in this case, because I'm under the lowest objective, going to turn down the light a little bit. What I try to do first of all, before I put any slide on, I make sure I am under the lowest objective lens first. And I move my course adjustment knob until my stage is all the way down. Now what I can do is when I go to focus, and I'll turn it counterclockwise to move it up, I can look through the microscope and gradually move it up, and hopefully my specimen will come into focus. And sometimes this can be hard to tell. And then once I'm in focus, most of these microscopes are what we call parafocal, then as I move from one lens to the other, it should maintain its focus. As long as I focus under a lower objective lens first, then I can use my fine focus knob and focus my specimens. And now, based on how well I see it or not, I may want to adjust the amount of light as I go through. So what we'll use in the laboratory, we'll only be using kind of the light microscope. So the oil objective lens we typically will not use. You actually need oil to focus the light into that lens. So that is roughly how we can use it. Now once we have our subject in focus, we can move it around and there will be a pointer inside using our mechanical stage over here, which is very nice.
Then when you're all done, lower it down, the stage all the way down, remove your slide, and then return it back to the lowest objective for your next user. And make sure you turn off the light.